I have a B9 S4 non-sport diff model. What are the best ways to improve handling to have it compared to the sport diff models? Okay, I'll say the diff doesn't necessarily change or influence the handling of the car. The diff simply changes how power is delivered through the rear tires, and it simply means that, will one of your rear tires spin when your rear tires are overpowered, or will both rear tires spin, or will the diff give the tire with the most traction power when it needs it, which is usually the outside tire when you're turning. So as far as like driving around town, if you're bombing down uh, a windy road, and even on track, unless you're really getting the car uh, sliding and braking kind of traction, and you're doing car control, the rear sport diff isn't going to make that much difference.
Yep.
So as long as your tires are firmly planted on the ground and have traction, you're not going to notice it. So then you're just talking about our entire catalog of handling parts, like our springs, our sway bars. You could do the rear sway bar or both sway bars, our adjustable arms, our inserts, even to some extent our wheels and tires, which will allow you to put a bigger, wider tire on. That's all the stuff that really makes the car drive and feel a certain way. But if you want to be able to apply power going through a corner as you're exiting the corner, and you want to exit the corner faster, or you want to uh, use overpowering the rear tires to achieve more oversteer, then that's where this what diff you have in the back is going to make more of a difference.
Yeah, there's really not any difference in vehicle setup or suspension,
Yeah.
components that we would select based on the rear differential alone. Your natural vehicle handling is going to be one thing, and then corner exit, you know,
Yeah.
abilities is going to be where the differential comes in.
And of course, it could make you could feel a difference in the rain or in low traction conditions, where uh, the way the car applies power and how it traction breaks loose is going to be influenced by the diffs. I think some of the questions we've been asked over the last few weeks, I think there's some misperceptions about what the sport diff does.
Mhm.
So I wanted to spend a minute to really kind of clarify that the differentials influence how power is delivered uh, to what tire, and how power is delivered when the tires start losing traction. And so that's kind of the beauty of, like the Quattro Hall deck system, is the center differential is going to send traction to whichever axle has the most grip. Um, and again, a lot of times that's going to be the rear axle, because the weight is shifting back and there's a weight transfer off the front tires onto the rear tires. The more weight is on the tires, the more grip you're going to have. So feel free to ask more questions about the diff and how it works and what it does. We can continue further clarify that for you guys.
Mhm.